look up News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Throw everybody in a room. Close the door. Lock it. I gotta go to the bathroom. Nobody leaves that room until they all agree. The keys to unlocking, how's that? America's problems. There's no better negotiator in the country than the president, Sean Hannity. I gotta pee. Change history on News Radio 920 and 104.7 FM. Program. Welcome. The Seattle City Council has decided that they're going to push through legislation to provide an exemption from prosecution for misdemeanor crimes for any citizen who suffers from poverty. So if you are suffering from poverty, homelessness, addiction, or mental illness, the courts will dismiss all crimes of poverty, which are these: theft, assault, harassment, drug possession, property destruction, and indecent exposure. So if you're homeless, you can now do all those things, which, by the way, is 72% of all reported crime in Seattle. So those aren't going to be illegal. So, but if you have a wealthy person that breaks into your house to try to steal your TV, he's going to jail. He'll go to jail. But
that is not how our society operates.
What are you talking about?
Free get out of jail pass just because you don't have a lot of money.
No, this is going to work out really well for Seattle.
They're basically creating an entire group, entire subgroup of people who are immune from prosecution of crime.
Do you know why they're doing this? Take a guess why they're doing this.
They're all crazy Marxists.
Okay.
Is that a good guess?
Yeah. Let's take it. Let's peel another layer off this onion. Okay. They're doing it because the crazy Marxists are trying to starve the justice system. So what they're saying is 72% of all crime that has to be processed through the court system is misdemeanor, like this. So if we make those things not illegal, there's not going to be anybody in the courthouse. So we can cut the funding of the courts, because the courts are just sending people to prison, and the courts are the problem. There is no justice.
Another defund movement.
It's another defund, just in a different way. I mean, who doesn't want to live in Seattle now?
We did that. Remember we did that documentary we talked about? Seattle is Dying, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Yeah.
And the society is already teetering on the edge of oblivion. And then you had this last year where, with all the Antifa rioting and the autonomous zones and such, and then you add this on top of it.
I mean, you got nothing left. You got nothing left. Well, you have Pike Place Market. You'll be shivved on your way down to see it with your family, but you still have that, and the Space Needle that you can see from the distance. As long as you're in like the Pope Mobile, it's going to be great.
My favorite part of the Space Needle is the beautiful orange glow you see at the bottom of it at night. The fire's lit at the bottom. They're glowing up to the bottom of the stage. From a distance, it looks amazing.
Yeah, you can't burn metal. Steel doesn't melt.
That's true.
Okay. Now that Pat is in, I want to ask you guys your opinion on Sports Illustrated Person of the Year. LeBron James, Breanna Stewart, the Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Naomi Osaka, Laurent Duvernay, Tardif, okay, good. Champions on the field and champions for others off it.
Yeah, the activist athlete is the person of the year for Sports Illustrated. I think that's so inspiring, so great.
And let's award the person of the year to the thing that every sports fan hates.
Yes, yes.
And they did. So it's not even a person. It's all of them. It's all of them.
Is Mahomes an activist athlete?
I've never heard of him like that.
amazing, and he's got a $500 million contract.
And he's my neighbor.
And he's your neighbor. That's
He's
right.
my
He's a
neighbor.
Texas guy.
So is he really? I didn't know Mahomes lived here.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So if he's in my neighborhood, I know my neighbors know where all the liberals live, and they said there's 3 of them in this complex. They literally said there's 3 of them that live in this complex. So I don't think Mahomes is one of them.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about his
He's not-
politics, which is great. I think I feel great about that.
He's not in our face all the time, like LeBron James is. So it's hard to say whether or not, because, he does, whatever it is he's doing that they think is so activist is being done fairly
Well, he might be an
quietly.
activist on something that, we like.
Yeah, he might.
But the press doesn't like it, so they never cover it.
Right. That is
I
true.
don't know. The last thing on sports, and then we'll move off of this, is the Vanderbilt players that were crying during Sarah Fuller's 30-yard kick. Okay, now I don't know, because I don't know if this is being sarcastic or were they crying because they're like, dear God Almighty,
I wish.
30 yards.
What a terrible kick. You think that they may have been sobbing because it was a bad kick.
Or no, it's written that they were sobbing because finally a woman gets a chance.
No, she got a chance because of COVID, right?
Yes. It's a COVID situation. They gave her a squib kick intentionally, obviously, so she didn't have to show how far she could kick it. And then,
Why would you do that to?
right?
Why would you do the first woman to do it?
And you're like, yeah, kick it outside, kick it 4 yards. Right, like it doesn't make any sense. If she could actually kick it to the end zone, they would have had her show off how amazing she was, and I wouldn't do everything
And
equally.
they acted like she won the game, but they lost 41-0. She did one kick.
Yeah, right.
One, and it went 22 yards.
And does that not show, isn't that evidence that, I guess they were so bad in the game that they didn't have any other kickoffs? But then as soon as she kicks the ball, she just runs off the field. Which, by the way, thank God, so she wasn't murdered while she was on the field because everyone was
She was running to
to
get the Heisman Trophy, wasn't she?
They gave her Special Teams Player of the Week in the SEC. Special Teams Player of the Week. Are you kidding
How do they
me?
mean special teams? Like Special Olympics?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
It's really bad. If you're going to celebrate this girl who played for the first time in a Power 5 football game, that's great, but she better play in the game. She swung her leg and bumped it into a football once.
Or come on. This is how it should be reported. For the first time, a woman played in a I don't even know, male-dominated sport or male-only sport,
She's not
whatever.
even the first woman to play in the male-dominated
She's just
sport.
the first one to play in a big-time college football game.
Okay, so the first one to play in a major football conference game, and she kicked 30 yards. She had to do a squib, and that's it. That's it. Great. That's it. Why is this so celebrated? We have lost perspective
Completely.
on everything.
Yep.
On everything.
It's one thing to say, you have to make it notable. Okay, hey, by the way, this is the first time it's ever happened. That's interesting. But to award her something over someone else who actually achieved something. Like she had a normal squib kick, which again they wouldn't have done in the situation they did. There's no reason to do this, but still. It is something that happens. A male kicker has done a similar thing, right? So, okay, it's a first woman. To give her Special Teams Player of the Week, to put her as Person of the Year, whatever they're going to give her at the end of this, it's ridiculous, right? Like, there are people who actually achieve something in that, it is the ultimate participation trophy. She is getting a trophy for participating.
And you should have seen. You don't follow college football that much, right? But they celebrated her on every college football broadcast over the weekend. It was unbearable. And the tinkly piano music and all of that.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing how women just